where I am. I'm at home, not in San Francisco. I know it looks like I'm in San Francisco, but today, for some reason, our electricity has been having issues. So we had an electrician come out, and right now our power is completely off. So I can't use my laptop for this presentation, so I'm going to use my phone. I know, technology. So it should work just fine. If for any reason you missed something from the presentation or something doesn't seem clear, we actually have an incredibly robust website for our students with videos and programs and a lot of information about the application process, or I'll give you my contact information at the end. Hopefully, when I have power in my home, I can sit down with you again and do a one-on-one presentation just to make sure you get all the information you need about Purdue University and admissions. But for tonight, we're going to figure this out. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen, technology. Okay, can you all see my screen right now?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay, I'll try that again. Oh, I know how to do that. How about now?
Yes.
Hey, see, there we go, technology. Way to go. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys through a brief admissions presentation. The main thing I want to make sure I cover is the application process, because that is really, really heavy. So I'm going to talk about a few admissions pieces at first, then I'm going to zip ahead to the admissions process just to make sure that you can hear me, that you know about that process. Now, I will say one thing about sharing your screen on a mobile device. I cannot see you all. I wish I could, but I can't. So if you have questions or anything, don't type them in the chat. Just unmute yourself and say, excuse me, I'll stop, and you can go ahead and tell me what your question is. Let's go ahead and practice real quick. Go ahead and unmute yourself and just say hi, just so I know that you can hear me.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. All right, I love the energy. Okay, let's get through this. And again, this is an open presentation. If you need anything, stop me. I'll be happy to share. So let's go. So first off, Purdue enrollment. We are not a tiny school, but we're not the biggest school either. We're right there in the middle. About 44,000 students call Purdue University home. About 33,000 are undergrad. That's where many of you are going to come in. 52% of our students come from this great state of Indiana. However, a large number of our students come from outside of the state as well as the country. Over almost 130 countries are represented here at Purdue. So we got a nice little mix of Indiana students and other students from around the world, and we feel like that's important. We want you to not only leave with a background on your community or a background on Purdue, but to be prepared for the world in front of you, which is going to be much more diverse than your hometown or even your university. If you've never been to Purdue before, you probably know where Indianapolis is, or you likely know where Chicago is. We're kind of right there in the middle. We are located in, oh my goodness. Okay, coming back. We are located, I know this is gonna be fun, guys. Seriously, it's gonna be fun. We're located about 2 hours south of Chicago and about an hour south of Indianapolis. West Lafayette and Lafayette are the twin cities, split right down the middle by the Wabash River. We have about 172,000 people that call Purdue University home. So it's actually a really cool space. We're not just wrapped around by a ton of cornfields. We also have soybean fields. So just in case you're wondering, we not only have corn, we got soybean too. But we got a ton of restaurants that you would expect to see, movie theaters, art galleries, festivals and shows. It's actually a pretty cool community to be a part of. Now, what does it look like to come to Purdue? Well, the first thing we hope you do is take advantage of research. And no, I'm not talking about just reading and then reading some more and hoping that you get a deeper knowledge from reading every single book we have. Yes, that's a part of it. However, research is digging deeper. It's doing lab work. It's working with faculty and professors. It's working with some of your other students in your department. And it's going beyond just what the book knowledge is. It's applied learning. This is your opportunity to work in maybe our National Cancer Institute, or an opportunity to do research on different people groups and different locations and the ways that different things affect people, like the air they breathe or the water they drink. You can even do research on missions to Mars, which is something going on in the College of Engineering right now. No matter what your major is, you can do some of that. We also have our Honors College. This is an incredible program for any student who absolutely hates sleeping. If you hate sleeping, you're gonna love the Honors College. I joke about it, but you are going to be crazy busy between the classes, between the research, between the opportunities to meet with faculty that only teach classes at the graduate level, between the study abroad experiences. All of this stuff will be a part of your curriculum, and you will be busy. But if you want to go to med school, grad school, anything like that, great program for you. We also have our entrepreneurship and innovation certification. Let's say one of you is thinking, I want to go into biomedical engineering because I have a great new idea, but not only do I want to study it, I want to own my own business. This is not a major or a double minor or a minor. This is 5 classes you can take with any major that will teach you everything you need to know about owning your own business. We have Cornerstone Integrated Liberal Arts, a fine program from our College of Liberal Arts that will match your very STEM-focused mind, calculus, physics, all of the computer science, with some of the softer skills. Philosophy, anthropology, great English, like learning how to be not only this incredible mathematician, but also a person who can write an email, construct it to any community you want it to go to. So they actually help you with this through some of their really stellar liberal arts courses. And also they have a program called Degree Plus. A Degree Plus is for that student who doesn't really want to just go into one major. They got big ideas and they need multiple understandings to get to an answer. Like maybe you want to work in smart fabrics. So not only do you need a degree in electrical engineering, but you need to know how to make it look nice. So a theater degree and some costume design that can help you how to show you how to make something. Maybe you want to take your mechanical engineering skills, but work with different cultural groups. So maybe we're using Degree Plus to get a degree in mechanical engineering tagged on with a degree in sociology or anthropology. That could be helpful as well. Different things like that are designed to help you guys be successful. And then we have our 5 cultural centers. Our 5 cultural centers are designed to help you learn more about those different groups of people around the world. Starting at the top, we have ARC, the Asian American and Asian Resource and Cultural Center, the LGBTQ Plus Center, Latino Cultural Center, Black Cultural Center, and the Native American Educational Cultural Center. These are 5 spaces you can learn about the world around you right on your own campus. The history, the food, the dance, the food, the cultures, the food. We eat a lot on this campus. We'll talk about that a lot today, but these are some of the greatest spaces on our campus, and I hope you take advantage of them once you're with us. Now, how will you be successful? Seriously, it's not easy, but we will provide you with not only the challenge, because you will be challenged. To think that high school and college are the same is tricking yourself. It's setting you up for failure. The reality is college is academically going to be the most challenging thing you've ever done in your entire life. But practically, shouldn't it be? Like if it was just like high school, would you really be able to reach the goals that you want to achieve? Probably not. But with the proper challenge and support, you can reach some amazing spaces. Our Academic Success Center, that's going to help you with tutoring, mentoring, coaching, supplemental instruction, a lot of pieces you need to help you be successful. I've talked to so many students who come to Purdue and then they struggle. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, did you go to the Academic Success Center? No. Well, did you talk to the diversity director in your college? No. And I'm like, well, there's your answer. You know, you're going to be challenged. That goes without saying. For the student who's successful at Purdue, they use the resources that are going to help them be successful. Like the Academic Success Center, like the Purdue OWL or the Online Writing Lab, a great online writing lab that you can use right now in high school and you can actually use once you come to campus, and it's no longer a online lab. It's actually your writing lab on campus located right in Haviland Hall. I never get this many notifications notifications. I don't know if you guys can see them, but I'm getting thousands of them right now for some weird reason. Probably because I'm presenting to you. And then we have our academic innovations. These are ways that you can actually text your professor during a lecture, or even increase your GPA based on your geographic location on campus. Things like that designed to help you be successful. And with all that challenge and support, we also have our CCO. The place is going to help you get the job that you want. From internships, job fairs, helping you find out what career you really want to go for. They do everything to help our students be successful, and something you get to take advantage of as a free service on our campus. Now, let's talk about where you're going to live, because this is one of the things that makes college amazing. Many of you, and I would ask you to ask your parents this, and you can tell them that the guy from Purdue said this. Ask them what they remember more about going to college, if they went to college. Do they remember their residence hall, or do they remember chemistry class? Ask them, and I guarantee they're going to say the residence hall. The on-campus living experience is amazing. You get to meet thousands of students who are in the same life phase as you. They moved away from home. They're trying to figure out this whole college thing. They're studying together. They're playing board games together. They're eating pizza together. They're having movie nights together. They're figuring out life as an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old. Now, we do something unique at Purdue. We don't make you live on campus at any time. Even incoming freshmen, you can live off campus. But 95% of our incoming freshmen typically live on campus because, honestly, it's easier. A lot of students agree. It is challenging to be mature enough, and I don't think you're not that. I think many of you can be that, but man, moving off campus, living away from home at the age of 18, where you got to figure out bills and parking and cooking and laundry, it's a lot. Living on campus will give you kind of like that little like middle ground before you move out on your own. And typically students move out their sophomore year once they've met a few friends, they know the area a little bit better, but honestly, the choice is up to you. Don't get a meal plan. Like, I've been honest the whole time, but I think people just say that just to really get you to pay attention. Let's be honest right now. There's so many things I can talk about Purdue or any school that you may want to go to, but practically the food should be in the top 2 or 3 reasons of why you choose to go to a school. Point blank, period. I'm willing to die on that hill of saying that, because in reality, if you go to a school and the food is terrible, you get the pleasure of being angry 3 times a day, every single day that you're in college. At Purdue, we do not want it to be like that. We get it. Food helps you guys survive. So we have dining centers. We have mini marts. We have 5 dining courts. It might not happen because we feed you, and then we feed you, and then we give you seconds and thirds. Like, we don't mess around. There are restaurants on campus. There are even little robots that you can open an app on your phone, put in, I would like a cup of coffee from Starbucks and a donut. The robot will go to Starbucks, get you your food, and drive to wherever you are on campus to deliver your food. Food is literally seconds away from you at all times. And we get it. We want to make sure that that's not something you worry about when you go to a school like Purdue. Also, while you're with us, you can get involved. We have nearly 1,000 clubs and organizations at Purdue. There's so many things for you to get connected with, from the band to the Greek scene, where you have we have the second largest number of fraternities and sororities on our campus. We have faith-based groups, we have government groups, we have business-related groups, so many programs you can get involved in. And if you get here and you're like, dude, honestly, I don't like any of your programs, well, you can start your own. That's why we have so many, because students who have great initiative and great ideas, they start many of these programs themselves. We also have our recreational sports center. This is an incredible space where you get to go work out from 5 in the morning till midnight, group fitness classes, cardio equipment, workout spaces, really phenomenal space on our campus. We also have our club and intramural sports, tons of groups that you can join: baseball, basketball, softball, football, soccer, tons of ways for you to get a workout, meet some people, or go to a game, because we are a part of the Big Ten. Basketball, baseball, softball, men's and women's tennis, swimming and diving. It's fun. It's so much fun. Like our teams have incredible competition and rivalries. ESPN shows up here from time to time. Students, they paint their faces, they yell a bunch of really nice stuff to the opposing teams. It's a good time. Okay, so I've talked about a lot of the fun stuff. For the next 10 minutes, I want to cover what we call the admissions process. So if you needed to get a pen or you want to save some things, this is some of that really heavy stuff I want to make sure you guys get. And then we'll do a little Q&A after this to make sure you guys know everything you need to know about applying. So first off, you got to do these 5 things or get these 5 things to us. Number 1 is the Common Application. The Common App is something that's known by the tens of thousands of colleges around the world. They accept applications from a lot of different students for a lot of different schools. We are a Common App school, so you have to do that first to apply. During the Common App, you're going to answer 2 Purdue questions. One is why Purdue University, and the other is why this major at Purdue University. Both super important. Next, you have self-reported grades and test scores. A lot to digest here, so here we go. You can choose to either send your transcripts officially from your high school counselor. They can mail them to us, or they can send them electronically. We will use that. Or when you do the Common Application, you can simply put in your grades from freshman, sophomore, and junior year right there into the grade report section of the Common App. Also, with test scores, you get to self-report those. So if you have test scores, we would love to see them. If you don't have test scores, don't worry about it. We are a test flexible school this year. And what that means is any student can apply without test scores and still be fully considered for admission and scholarship consideration. So don't let the fact that you may not have been able to take a test or you couldn't take 3 or 4 tests like you planned deter you from applying. There's also an essay. The essay is very, very easy to do. It's just a chance for you to tell us a little bit more about who you are. And the Common App has, I believe, almost 10 prompts for you to use to write that essay. And then there's a $60 application fee or a waiver. Put all those things together and you'll be all good. Now, with Purdue, we do direct admission. We have 11 different colleges, over 200 majors, and if you apply to Purdue, whatever you apply for, if you're admitted, you're in that program. So I know you're here for an engineering program, but let's just say one of you applied to our nursing program. If you're admitted into nursing, you're in nursing. There's no admitted to the school, and then maybe later we'll see if you get into the major. The only program we have that's kind of like that, it's called Exploratory Studies. That's the one you see on your far left in the middle. That program is for a student who's truly undecided. If you don't really know what you want to study, or you're kind of like in a certain like sphere, but you don't know exactly where you land. Like, let's say you love art, but you just don't kind of know where you fall. Are you more of like, okay, I want like digital art or more studio arts or more animation or more gaming? Exploratory Studies can help you get into the nuances of those programs and find out which one is the best fit for you. Now, what do we look at? This is by far the most common question we get as we work with students every single day. And the reality is everything. Everything that makes you, you is used in the application process. Everything from the minimum high school coursework, which is 4 years of English and math, 3 years of lab science and social studies, and 2 years of foreign language. That's kind of like that minimum ground for you to be considered for admission. We also look at your grades, strength of curriculum, relevant courses, and academic trends. Grades are crazy important to us, way more than GPA, because grades show how you did at your school. GPA can be kind of subjective, because I would even bet if I really could look, on this call alone, one of you may go to a school with a 4-point scale, another could have a 6-point scale, another could have a 22.3 scale. Schools are different. So if we went by GPA, we might be giving you incorrect information. However, most schools have A's and B's, or 6s and 7s, or whatever the higher mark is. That's what we use to make our decision. Strength of curriculum. If your school has, AP or IB or dual credit or honors classes, and you're taking them, that's phenomenal. We love to see students really challenging themselves in the classroom. Relevant coursework. Let's get real. Engineering starts you in Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc-based physics, and Calc-based chemistry. those are not easy classes, which require a good amount of pre-math before you even get to Purdue. So we're going to be looking very heavily at how you did in geometry, algebra 2, pre-calculus, and AP calculus to make sure you're ready for that to come to Purdue. Academic trends, maybe freshman year wasn't great, but sophomore year was better, and junior year was their best year yet. That's a positive trend. We love to see that, and that'll help you be admitted. If it's going kind of the other direction, that makes us more nervous. So try to be doing a positive trend, or better yet, just have good grades all the way through high school. That's a good look. Extracurricular activities. Oh gosh, this is so tricky because I know so many of you had big plans this year. Like this was gonna be the year for you to start that club, or you were gonna do that like mission trip or study abroad or start your business, and then COVID. Just tell us what you were able to do. I know that our big grand plans weren't really able to be realized because of COVID, but whatever you were able to do and how that helped you plan out like your future, let us know in the extracurricular section of the Common App, as well as your essay. We would love to know like what your plans have been and what they're gonna be now that we have a pandemic going on. Essay, also really important, just lets us get to know who you are. Recommendations, we do not require them, but we do strongly recommend them. Also, your personal background and experience is really important. I don't want to say, you know, with respect to COVID, that everyone should write about how COVID affected their lives, because I know that some people, it was ground shattering, like really terrible things happened to you in your life, and that did affect your grades. Others, it was an inconvenience, but most things stayed pretty much the same for you. So when you think about the personal background and experience piece, if there's anything we need to know about you, your background, your life that may have affected your grades, that as you think about it, you could say, if I was reading my college application, I would want to know this before making a decision. Please tell us in the application, because real people are going to read them. Real people will read your essays. Real people will see your extracurriculars. And our team, we read everything. We try to do our best to make the best possible decisions. The time of year you apply, also very important. So starting with a few deadlines. Number one, August 1st, that's when the Common Application went live. October 1st, a few days ago, that's when the FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, went live. We don't require you to do a FAFSA, but we strongly encourage it. It could help you get some scholarship dollars you didn't even know about. November 1, that's the big date. That's our early action, merit scholarship, and honors college consideration deadline. For you guys, this is so important because for November 1st, if you apply by that date, fully apply, you're not only going to be considered for all scholarships and our honors college, but you're going to get your decision on the first release date, which is January 15th. And overall, admissions is much easier if you get it in by that deadline, because once we get past that date, it does get trickier to be admitted. We have less seats available, there's less space in many programs, and it's just tougher. So I highly encourage, if we're on your top 5,000 colleges, apply before November 1st. If you miss that, you still have until January 15th to apply, but no scholarships, no honors college, and you're not going to get your decision until late March. March 1st is the priority FAFSA deadline. So if you are going to do a FAFSA, make sure you get it in by that date, because we want to get you a financial aid package in the month of March. So you have all the time through March and April to think, is Purdue the right school for you? You have until May 1st to make your final decision to accept your admissions and honors college decision. We will hold your scholarship until that date. We'll hold your offer and your honors college offer. And even if you wait until the very last day to say yes, we give you a few more days to do a housing contract just to make sure you get on campus living. But the biggest date of all is the November 1st deadline. Make sure you hit that. As we wrap up, I want to make sure I show you guys the cost. I know this is big for college attendance. Please, please, please know that we have had our tuition frozen for 9 consecutive years. That's a big deal. For many of our students, they would be paying the exact same thing for tuition that was being paid in 2011, 2012. This is kind of our president's thing, our university president. So he's going to try to keep it going as long as possible. A few ways to maximize your scholarship opportunities is we have an online financial aid estimator tool you can use on our financial aid website. go check it out. It's going to ask you a few financial questions to see how much aid you can expect. Also, make sure you hit November 1st. Make sure that you do our supplemental scholarship form. Depending on your major, there could be a chance that you could be eligible for other scholarships offered specifically by your college. If you get an email, complete that form by December 15th. Also, make sure we get your FAFSA by March 1st, and you should get your financial aid package in March. With that said, I want to make sure you guys know that we are available. You can email us at admissions@purdue.edu or give us a call. Also, check out many of our virtual events. If you didn't know, there's a pandemic going on right now, so visits to campus are very limited. And I know many of you aren't really up for traveling here anyway. So with that, please check out our virtual website. It has tons of videos and ways for you to get connected with us, and we'll be happy to set you up with a visit with an admissions counselor or even check out some other engineering pieces on that website. Okay, I am going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, you guys still with me? Okay, thumbs up. All right, appreciate it. Okay, so tonight is about the Common App. So the Common App itself is relatively simple to complete. It just takes a long time. Just a quick show of hands. How many of you have already done or started the Common App? Okay, a couple people. Okay, here's my big piece of advice for doing the Common Application. Please don't wait to the last minute. Not only does it take a while to complete, because it asks you a lot of information, not just name and email, like it asks you information about everything from like your family and where they went to college, all of the extracurricular things you've been involved in. There's one essay and then 2 Purdue supplemental questions. There's other questions if you want to join our honors college. So there's a lot of information. And if you wait to the last minute, something could go wrong. A few years ago, the Common App completely crashed the day before the November 1st deadline, and it left thousands of students like scrambling because they could not apply before the early action deadline. We as Purdue moved our deadline back a week, but you don't want to be one of those students freaking out, hoping colleges are going to be nice and moving back a week. So if you can, I would say your real deadline should be like October 25th. Get it done a week early just in case something goes wrong. You got time to go back and fix a few things. Does anyone have any specific questions about Purdue, the admissions process, or the Common Application that I can answer for you guys? Just unmute yourself, or if you want to throw it in the chat, I'll be happy to answer it.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So, you were talking about how, like, doing extracurricular activities and like doing an essay. What did you mean about the essay?
Yeah, so the Common Application, no matter what school you go to, has an essay. And if you Google Common Application essay prompts, don't do it right now. I can see you guys. But if you Google Common Application essays, you'll see all the prompts that are listed for you to write about. I think the first number of them are specific questions, but the last one is like, if you want to write about anything at all, feel free to do that. So you have a lot of autonomy in what your actual essay looks like. Beyond that essay, there are 2 Purdue questions. These are only about 100 words each. Why Purdue University and why this major at Purdue University? Beyond that, you have the honors college question. So those first 3, everyone does. The last 2 are specifically for students who want to go into the honors college. And they're questions specific about the honors college, just so they can see if you are interested in being a part of that. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, wait, so you said the supplemental questions are why Purdue and why the major at Purdue?
Correct.
All right, appreciate it.
No problem. I did see one question in the chat, or 2 questions. While you are in the engineering program, you do also need to have a good GPA to apply to your specific engineering college from the engineering program since you enter as that's a good point. You do need to That first year is very important so that you can move into your specific engineering discipline once you're here at Purdue. Another question, if we participated in the MEP program this summer, do we get a fee waiver on the application? It's not automatic. However, if you need a fee waiver, there's a number of fee waivers built into the application itself. And if none of those apply to you, just send us an email, admissions@purdue.edu. We can waive it. We're not gonna ask you for tax information. We can waive it, no problem. Is it true that if we pick engineering as our first choice major on the Common App, is it true that we can select another engineering major as our second choice major? That is correct, but you don't choose a specific engineering discipline when you apply. You just choose first year engineering when you apply. So you wouldn't be able to choose like mechanical engineering as your first choice and then chemical engineering as your second choice. You would just choose first year engineering. A good second choice for many students is actually exploratory studies, because that program will allow you to take similar classes to what they would be taking in the first year engineering program, and your advisors can help you move into the engineering school. So I would say if you want to put down a second choice, go with exploratory studies. Do we super score the ACT? We do not. We just take the highest sub-score, so the highest English, highest math, highest science, and the highest composite score, and that's how we make our decision. Anything else? Go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know.
I do have a question. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm filling the activity section in the Common App, and one of the things that I want to put here is like I play instruments since I was like 5 years old, but it asks me is like the name of the organization that I'm part, but I'm not a part of any music organization, but I really want to put that in my application. So what should I do?
So you're not a part of the organization, but you want to be? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want to put the thing in my application so that I know how to play instruments and I have a connection with music, but I'm not a part of any band or organization.
Oh, okay, I got you. You can either choose to put it in your essay, or you could just write it in as an activity that you've participated in. I mean, I've seen people put, gosh, almost anything in the extracurricular section, any skill that they have or anything they feel is really important. So you can put in like, you know, cellist, and underneath it in the description put like 8 years of experience in playing the cello. You know, we'll know what that means.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. I see some other questions in the chat. Do we super score? Oh, okay. How would I submit for scholarships? So the Common Application is all you need to apply for our merit-based awards. It is very robust. It asks us a ton of information about you. So that's all we really need to make our decision, the Common Application and your academic records. That is how you would apply for our merit-based awards. If you get the supplemental scholarship email based on what you apply for, then there's another scholarship form that you'll complete to have access to the supplemental scholarships. And then there's always, again, FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. Do we super score the SAT? Technically, we do. We take your highest English-based reading score and your highest math score, and that'll give us the higher composite score. For Purdue, have a portal for financial aid where you can submit your potential or already won scholarships. Yes, you can. We do have a portal that will allow you to submit scholarships you've already won to be added to your financial aid package. If I'm doing multiple extracurricular activities for scholarships, would I go to that portal to submit them? Usually you go to report scholarships that you've already received. So if you're receiving an award for like Boy Scouts of America in your area, if they're giving you like $1,000, then you would go to that portal to submit that information. Oh, go ahead.
You talked about the supplemental scholarships that you could apply for like after you submit your common that you said
Yes.
number 15. Is that like through the Purdue portal?
It's its own form. So if you
Okay.
email, it won't be in the admissions portal, I don't believe. I think it's its own form that you're sent. And you can access it through the financial aid website.
And then do you know if that they have anything for engineering? Any of those supplemental for engineering?
It changes from year to year. I honestly don't know. But you can contact our Division of Financial Aid and they can talk with you about that.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Can you talk about National Merit Scholarships? Do you provide anything for semifinalists? For National Merit, I believe we provide funding for, we provide a small award, like $1,000 for students who are admitted to Purdue and put Purdue down as their first choice college. So if you did put us down for your first choice college, I believe there is a financial incentive if you apply and you're admitted. And the system would be able to recognize that scholarship. I'm not sure what you're asking. Oh, but I guess so. I mean, if it's very, I don't think it's like pre-filled forms. I believe you get to put the information in of where the scholarship is coming from, a contact person, and the amount. For the specifics of that, I would contact the Division of Financial Aid. Since the finalists are not known until much later, yes, wait, no, ignore me. This is great to read. Supplemental scholarships for first-year students tend to be from sources outside of Purdue. Yes, many of them are. I think about the College of Agriculture. They have a ton of awards that come from outside of Purdue from specific groups, but some of them do come from college institutional funds that are used for scholarships. Polytechnic, they've done a good amount of supplemental awards based on their own college funding. So it really depends. There's no like exact answer for where the funding will come from, but there's certain like ways of getting access to it. November 1st, applying by that date, doing the supplemental scholarship form, and so on and so forth. Yes, freshmen are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships when they apply. So you don't have to do anything other than apply before November 1st and get everything in. Y'all would come alive with these questions. You were just quiet. Now it's like gang of questions. What else? What is the highest scholarship y'all give out? Commander, where you from? Okay, because I'm from the South, and I never hear people from Indy saying y'all. So I appreciate it. Takes me back to where I grew up. But the highest scholarship we give out, okay, I caution myself about telling you about this because only like 4 or 5 students get this a year. But there's an award at some schools called a Beering or a Stamps Award. Beering and Stamps will basically take you through a PhD. Those are fully funded undergrad and graduate and professional schools. More commonly, we have trustee awards and presidential awards. Trustee awards, they can be in the 12 to 16,000 a year range, and presidential can be in the 4 to 12,000 a year range. So the idea of like a full ride scholarship, like one envelope coming to you and saying like everything is paid for, that's more rare. Typically it's a combination of a number of awards coming from scholarship, need-based aid, supplemental awards, maybe some grants. Like it's usually a combination of all those things that happens. Indianapolis, okay. I didn't get to do. I heard somebody's from Oklahoma. Where's everybody else from? Anybody from Florida? Tell me somebody's from my state. California. Okay, Olivia. North Carolina. Come on, raise. Oh, it went too fast. Hold up. Karina. Okay. We need to admit Karina immediately. We need more Floridians at Purdue. So okay. Chicago. Love it. Pittsburgh, Chicago. Wow, y'all from all over. Love this. MD. And then, but one of my merit scholarships around 15. Oh, there you go. Pittsburgh, Chicago, Brazil. You win. You win. I mean, I'm so proud of you. We're all from states. You come from a whole country. Good job.
So Janiyah, we're probably going to have to move on because we want our volunteers, our producers, an opportunity to work with students who would like to work on their application. So I've created breakout rooms, and I do want to remind you, we have a spot tomorrow in tomorrow's writing session. So of course it's a different process, but we do have one spot left tomorrow, and then there are a few spots, about 7 or 8 spots on Thursday session, and then we'll repeat those 2 sessions next week. So at this time, you go ahead and talk, and I'm going to go ahead. Najma's going to be in the room, and I'm going to put who wants to work on their application? Raise your hand. Okay, so I got Gabriel. Who else? Well, do that. Gabriel, let's just do it one at a time. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. The whole room. I'm going to Gabriel. I'm going to assign you to Najma's room, and you can go at any time. Who else wants to go into a room? Who also wants to be with a student? Karina. I'm going to put you with Abby. If I can find you. So there will be, could be 2 or 3 people in the same room so do you see, so what you'll have in the bottom right-hand corner, there'll be a, oh, I see, they see it. I don't even have to tell them. Who else wants to go into a breakout room?
Mr. Williams, it looks like everyone's interested in going into a breakout room from what I
Okay.
can gather.
Oh, put me in, coach.
Are
Okay.
putting in their thumbs up and stuff. So if you could just evenly break us up, I think that'd work out, and then people can leave as they please.
Janiyah, do you want to be in a room?
I think Janiyah's gone.
Oh, Janiyah's gone. Well, I better not do that. Okay, Abby, I'm going to assign you to your own room. Amanda, with Najma, Elena. No. Najma. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're doing pretty good. How long can you be here, Wyatt? How much time do you have?
There's only like 15 or 20 minutes left.
Okay, just tell them to come back out and I'll reassign them to another person, okay?
Could you stay till 7:30? Hi.
Okay. So you can go ahead and go to the, okay, great. Let's see
Okay.
what we got left. Okay. Anybody not assigned? Okay. Adriana, let's see here. Looks like I've got, okay. Everybody's right.